Hello, and welcome to Five Out, a Ball Knowers podcast, episode 23. It is February 1st, 2026, on a Sunday at 6 p.m. We're trying out a new time this week, and we may be moving to this time permanently after next week's Super Bowl. I'm being joined by Ethan Stout, who is
Yes,
dealing with a
sir.
flu game.
A little under the
Uh,
weather, but hey, 23rd episode, chilling minor 23. Let's go to work. Flu game.
Love it. Lance Thomas will hopefully be joining us later in show to talk a little conference championship, Super Bowl, Senior Bowl, that stuff. We're going to get it started with some college basketball talk, but before we get to that, I just want to remind you, like we do at the beginning of every episode, links in the description, fiveoutpod.com. Austin just dropped a new article about elite bullpen arms that he's excited for. I think literally like within the last hour he just released that. So that's interesting. I'm going to start doing a weekly series where I'm previewing a different college basketball conference week by week for essentially just giving a March Madness preview. So that's coming, and then obviously our bracketology is up on the page as always. We're going to be going through that. Even though it's kind of out of date now, because pretty much everyone on the sheet has played since I made this. But yeah, and then obviously links to all the socials. We're gonna start being a little more active, I think, on Instagram and Twitter with our tier lists and whatnot. We're gonna try and get some more involvement there. And then we will be coming to Spotify. You can find Five Out Podcast on Spotify now. Just with I've only uploaded the first episode. I'm going to work next week on getting the whole catalog saved in Spotify, and then from hopefully next week on, you'll be able to listen to us on Spotify after we go live, if that's your preferred method of listening. But without any further ado, let's get into the college basketball. So I'm just going to go ahead off the top, share my screen with the bracketology. So this was all before Friday's games. I'll have a new bracket ready to go tomorrow, and then I think we'll probably get a new one back up on the website next Friday. But I want to start with what I just watched, which is the Illinois Fighting Illini, who just
Yeah, they'll get
went
bumped up
on the
to it too.
road, went on the road and avenged an early season loss to the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who I previously had as a 2 seed. Illinois was a 3. I don't know if I'm going to flip those. I definitely could see Illinois rising up to the 2 line after this weekend, and a lot of people have them on the 2 line already. So
I think Nebraska goes from a top 2 seed, probably just to maybe a bottom 2 seed, maybe that top 3 seed spot. But I mean, it was a very competitive game. Illinois played well, especially in the second half. Second half, Illinois looked very, very nice tonight.
and in the first half, I think is kind of like the struggles Illinois had in the first half are kind of overblown, I think, in large part because Nebraska, they started out hot, and then for about 14 minutes, Illinois kind of stifled them with the zone, and then they went on that 14-2 run at the end of the half, which they had all the momentum going into halftime. And then on top of that, they were shooting 55% from three right in the first
Yeah.
half. They had 39 points, and 33 of them were on three-point makes. But they slowed down a bit in the second half. Illinois took advantage. My favorite thing about this Illinois team is I feel like they're getting to a point where they're run proof, right? Like you aren't like even if you go and like I think Nebraska went on a 10-0, 11-0 run at one point at the end of the half. Um, Even if you do that to them, they're able to stifle it and answer right back like nothing happened. Like
For sure,
that's
absolutely. And we saw that
I
tonight
think
firsthand. I mean, they're on the road, hostile environment, which Nebraska being a hostile environment. Told me that 3 years ago, I would have said you're crazy. But I mean, it was crazy atmosphere. I mean, like you said, into the first half, I did not like it was scary. But
yeah,
second
it
half,
wasn't
I mean, they
comfortable.
flip the page and they play how they know how to play. And I mean, that's impressive. That makes a statement. That
And they're
proves some
doing it
stuff tonight.
all without Colin Boswell right
Without
now.
Boswell,
Their
yeah,
their senior leader,
yeah,
who is going to be back in likely about 2 weeks,
mm-hmm.
but they haven't lost since they played Nebraska back in December. It's
Right.
been
10 in a
almost
row, right?
2 months. Yeah, I think it's 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10-1 in Big Ten play right now. Right, tied up at the top with Michigan, and then now Nebraska after they lose 2 this week, and Michigan State each with 2 losses right behind. So the Big Ten is, I mean, the Big 12 is unbelievable. The Big Ten, the top of those 2 leagues in this year of college basketball is better
Unreal.
than it's been ever. I mean, if you just look at the bracket here, right? Arizona and Michigan are 1 seeds. Nebraska, Iowa State, Houston 2 seeds. Illinois, Purdue, Michigan State all 3 seeds. BYU, Kansas, Texas Tech all 4 seeds. That's what 11 of the top 16 teams
Yeah,
in America
that's
come from 2
insane.
conferences. But yeah, so the Big Ten is getting to a super interesting place. Keenan Walker's incredible, by the way. He might win Big
Oh.
Ten Player of the Year.
He's on a very good trajectory to do that.
He has kind of opened it up. Let's stay in the Big Ten and let's go all the way back to Friday night
Yep.
with the Michigan State standalone game. That for most of the game, I felt like Michigan was in control, and then Michigan State just comes out in the second half,
Out of
kind
nowhere.
of similarly.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Fears, who is one of the most unethical basketball players I've ever laid eyes on, he is a frustrating watch. If you haven't watched this Michigan State team, they're about as Tom Izzo of a team as you can get,
Oh,
right? Like
yeah.
they embody his personality so well. I feel like they don't really have, like, none of their players are actually that good, but they're the typical, like, sum of the parts is, or like the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, they played Michigan close. This Michigan team's just really, really good, and that's
I still think they're the best team in the country. I know
Yeah.
it's a hot take right now. Arizona's gonna have to prove a lot in like the next 6 games. They play their schedule is a gauntlet coming up.
yeah. They've got all their tough Big 12 games coming up, which they back all the way back on Monday. Arizona survived an ambush by BYU late. That was scary, but they're still
Yeah.
22-0, one of the 2 undefeateds left. Also, Miami, Ohio remains undefeated. It's about time we give them some credit on the pod.
I think they're a 9 right now. Seriously, I think they're a 9 seed right now.
Whenever I'm looking at it, they just don't have any quality wins. You know, like,
Yeah.
and what can they do, right? There's always been the
So,
talk of the mid-majors
What do you have
can't
SLU
schedule
at?
good
8
teams.
or 9? Or
I've got SLU as a 7 right now.
7. So, all right. Who's SLU's biggest win?
It's a good question. I'm going to pull up that resume. I mean, the A-10's much better. They just beat Dayton
Oh, yeah,
by
no,
30
no,
on
no.
Friday.
Yeah, no, much better.
Let's see. I probably could have found a quicker way to pull up that schedule. Their only loss right now is on a buzzer beater on a
Stanford.
neutral court to Stanford, who
Yeah.
was a fringe
Which-
bubble team. They lost again this week.
That shot goes in 1 out of 100 times. I mean, a fadeaway 3 in the corner. Are we serious?
Chaffetz, as an environment in St. Louis, is unbelievable.
Did you
I
see the
just,
cheapest ticket price on Friday night was $160?
Yeah, I was planning to go to a game with a couple buddies. I think on the 20th they're playing VCU. That's another Friday night game, and my buddy, it's Jake. He's like, I don't know if we're gonna get in for like $100, which
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
It's
Let's see.
insane.
I'm going to pull up. Let's see. They beat Santa Clara, who's like a fringe bubble team right now. They beat San Francisco, who's not great. The road win against VCU
Yeah, that's
is
always a big win.
probably their best win. Grand Canyon's not bad.
At Duquesne's not bad.
So yeah, I mean, again, it's not an unbelievable
Right,
non-conference,
but they're
but-
showing the 18. And look at they beat Dayton by 30. They've beaten teams
Yeah.
bad too.
Yeah, they look much better doing it. Like Miami, Ohio has been surviving against
Yeah.
these like low-level MAC teams, and at
And
some
they
point
have
you
Rodney
feel like it's going to
Avila,
run
so,
out. Yeah, Rob Wave, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the most enjoyable watches in college basketball. He's so fun on the offensive side of the ball, and he does it. He's so slow. He's playing at a different speed than everyone else, but he's still like dominating. He's
It's
still the best
Jokic.
player in the
It's
conference.
college Jokic.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it is.
he's fun. So yeah, they just dismantled Dayton on Friday. I was kind of keeping an eye on that game with the Michigan State game. What other games? I want to talk briefly about the Kansas BYU game yesterday because I felt like going into this weekend that was the game of the weekend, even with, like I said, Illinois, Nebraska top 10 matchup, Michigan State top 10 matchup that has kind of given us a little clarity at the top of the Big Ten. Kansas and BYU was, I mean, the top two projected picks in the upcoming NBA draft are Darren Peterson and AJ Demancia. And Darren Peterson was the much better player in that game.
From what
And
I didn't get to watch
Go ahead.
it, but from what I've seen at highlights, like he went crazy. He went crazy.
I legitimately do not recall a better, more well-rounded offensive player in my time watching college basketball. I don't know.
Really?
I legitimately, especially as like a guard, I cannot think of someone who was a better, more polished NBA prospect that has more skill at the guard position. He
Are you talking about in that
scores.
game or all season so far?
ever, like legit. I mean, all season. He just plays. He's never under any pressure. There's not a shot on the court that he can't make, and he's a good facilitator too. He does
and
it all.
shoots. My favorite thing about him is that he'll have 25 points, but he'll have it on like 7 shots. Like he
Yeah,
shoots
what
like
he-
such a high percentage.
That and then the point that you get, the enigma with Darren Peterson is he scores 18 points in the first half, and
And
then
then doesn't score again, right?
he doesn't play in the
Yeah.
second half. He sat out. He started the second half and then he didn't play after that. And BYU came fighting back. Richie Saunders, by the way, had 33 points or whatever. He is in the running for cold ass white boy of the year.
Yeah. Kennard didn't play very well. I saw that. 2 points.
No. Yeah. His role on that team is so different though, because that BYU team has got Rob Wright at the point, who's a shoot first guy who is really good. Obviously Richie Saunders is kind of the unheralded, like under the radar elite offensive piece. And then you got Demancia, who's just like freak T-Mac kind of athlete
Yeah.
that
But
just gets
he
to
had-
the rim at ease.
He had 18, I think, against Arizona last weekend. He played well that
Yeah.
game. Kennard did.
And he just gets to kind of be a spacer and then defend whoever the best forward is, and so that's a good role for him. I'm glad that he's really good for them, and then Ali Diva as well at A&M is getting some tick. That A&M team, by the way, is very fun. They're standalone at the top of the SEC right now.
I saw a bracketology graphic the other day. It had A&M at a 7 and Miami at a 10. And people are going crazy because like that's an exact correlation of the college football playoff. And they're like, no,
Yeah.
not again, not again.
I don't think A&M is a 7 right now just because that non-conference is so weak. But the
Yeah.
Texas A&M roster is just like the island of misfit toys, essentially. Bucky McMillan has his style where he
Lucky
just kind of
McMillan, baby.
he just goes up and down, and he'll play 12 guys. And this rotation is like chock full of like, oh, I remember that guy from this team. Let's see. Yeah, their leading scorer is Rashawn Agee, who was
Yeah.
the 5. He's an undersized 5-man, but he was at USC last year, and he beat Illinois, essentially. Ruben Dominguez is probably their best overall player. I don't know where he came from. But then you've got Rylan Griffin, who I believe was at UCF, if I'm remembering correctly, and
UCF,
then
yeah.
went to Kansas last year. And he was he was
I
at
didn't know he was
Alabama.
last year, but I know he was at UCF.
He was at Alabama.
He wasn't
and
at
then
UCF?
He went to, because I'm thinking of Riley Kugel,
Do you-
who was at UCF.
There was a
Griffin's
guy
at
with the
Bama,
last
though.
name Dominguez on the UCF team.
Is that
I don't
wait?
know.
Is that
Maybe it
Ruben
wasn't him.
Dominguez? Who knows?
I don't know.
There's so many guys. Like with the portal now, there's so many.
Certified non-ball knower podcast right here.
Yeah. But yeah, like Mackenzie Mbako got hurt, and he was this supposed to be up next at Indiana, and he didn't entirely pan out, but he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Pop Isaacs, who's just like this elite bucket getter or he was at Texas Tech. He went to Creighton last year and gets hurt. Now I think he comes off the bench for A&M.
Yeah, I mean, he
And
only
then
plays 21 minutes a game.
yeah, you got
And
Ali
the goat,
Diba
Ollie Diba
from
Southern
SIU.
Illinois.
You've got Zach
Oh.
Clements, who was a stretch five for Kansas that would get like 6
Mm-hmm.
minutes a game for the past 3 years. Actually, I think he redshirted like back-to-back years. And then down here, you got one of the better names in college basketball, in Federico. It's an awesome collection of players that Bucky has assembled. But they're standalone at the top of the SEC right now, and I've got them as a 9 seed. I think they'll rise after this weekend, but their non-conference wasn't great.
Still, that says something that they're on top of the SEC.
Absolutely. And then let's keep it in the SEC for the last 2 games, because yesterday, Kentucky and Arkansas in the Calipari Invitational. It was. I don't even know how to describe the game. There was very little flow. It took a super long time. I believe, 6 technical fouls in that game. 4 of them at once, I believe. But yeah, Kentucky came out strong, and I did not see the start of the game because I believe I was tuned in to Indiana UCLA, which went to double overtime. But Arkansas comes storming back to start the second half, and then they go on their own run of. I lost my train of thought. Arkansas played very well to start the second half, and then Kentucky, I think they got in one possession there was a foul, and then the Texas A&M player or the Arkansas player got the rebound. I think it was Ewan, got the rebound and he swatted it and hit a Kentucky player in the face, and then stepped over him because he lost his balance, and they gave him a technical foul for that. The guy made both free throws, or he made I think 3 of the 4 free throws, and then they went down and got a bucket, and that from that point on the game was over. But good for Mark Pope getting revenge in Fayetteville after last year Cal, with a not as good Arkansas team, walked into Lexington in his revenge game and won that game in what was one of the games of the year. And then the other game today, this afternoon, that I want to talk about was the Florida Gators absolutely dismantling the Alabama Crimson Tide. Welcome back, Ethan.
I mean, dude, yeah. Came back at a great time because I got some stuff to say about this game.
Well, yeah, we can talk about Alabama. The last thing that we talked about on the podcast last week was the whole Bediako saga. He hadn't played yet. And
yeah, now he has, and they're what, 1-2?
He's played 3 games, and they're 1-2 in the 3 games with him. He appears to be good.
He scored 6 points today, fouled out. Like, that makes me so mad.
Yeah,
but this Florida team, I know they're ranked. What were they ranked? 19th, I think.
Yeah, 19th.
I think they're like arguably better than last year's team. The way they guard the ball, the way Boogie's playing, like what he brings to the defensive side of the ball, you do not want to play these guys in March. They are so complete from top to bottom, and I'm still so high on them.
I don't know. The knock on them early was essentially they played a lot of big games. They didn't win any of them, right? They played good teams. They played them close. I think they lost 6 games by a combined 8 points. They played these teams really close. But in SEC play, they've kind of come around. They've beaten up on a lot of really good SEC teams, including Alabama. They crushed South Carolina earlier this week. But aside from Michigan, you can make the argument that they have the best front court in America. And that's kind of what this team was billed as, was you've got Condon, Thomas Houck, and Ruben Chinyelu are these, and I guess Micah Hand logged in as well. But they returned.
How is an animal.
they've returned
He's
all of their starter or
incredible.
all their bigs from last year's team, and
Mhm.
yeah, Condon and Hauk playing together as like a forward tandem. They're just so big and athletic. They're hard to beat. And then yeah, like you said, when Boogie Flan's doing what he does, they've got the
Mhm.
Klafsar guy who shoots it, and then Xavier Lee. If Xavier Lee takes the step that people thought he would take, then yeah, you're right. Florida is a top 8 team in the country, bare
Yeah.
minimum.
All right, but I
And
will say this: even though Florida killed them today, I still think Alabama is a top 3 team in the SEC. I still think
yeah,
Alabama's
I
good.
agree with that. The
Did you
SEC
see they're
this year,
taking 56% of their shots from outside the arc? That's
yeah, I mean that
so
doesn't
many.
surprise me. That's what they've
No.
always done under Nate Oates. He
Yeah.
plays the game like it's a spreadsheet, which
Hmm.
a lot of people don't like. I wouldn't say I hate it. Like as a stats guy, he's playing fairly analytically sound basketball. He's maximizing possessions, but it's not a super intriguing watch. Um, but when you
Unless
have
they're
the
hitting
athletes
them, then
that
it's kind
do,
of fun to watch.
yeah, um, yeah, the SEC as an overall conference, top to bottom, I still believe is the best league in America. And I know I said 20 minutes ago the Big 12 and the Big 10 have
Hmm.
11 of the top 15 teams in the country. And I think that's true, but the bottom of the Big 10 is not good.
Yeah, it's
The
terrible.
the the Big 12 has this problem right now where those top 6 teams are not giving up wins to anyone else. So like I think those 6 teams and then UCF who
Mm.
beat Texas Tech this weekend. UCF will make the tournament, I think, if the season ends right now. But you've got 9 Big 12 teams that don't have any signature wins and can't make the
Yeah.
field. And so, like today, Iowa State played K State and they beat them by
Which
30.
that is how I wanted to end our section of college basketball. I think those K State uniforms today were the most hideous things I have ever seen in my life. They wore purple jerseys with black shorts. It was horrible. Pull it
Yeah,
up.
they've
Pull
worn
it
those
up if you want
before,
to see it.
but man, like yeah, not.
That's tough.
Let's see. Here they are. Uh, the throwback lavender.
I don't like
That's
them.
what they're calling
Now,
it.
I think if
But
they wore
the
the lavender jerseys with lavender shorts, it would look amazing. I just think it's the contrast between the lavender and black. I don't like it.
I think it might just be a darker purple,
Oh, is it?
but like
On my TV, it looked black, but I think you're right. But still, that's just not okay.
brutal. Yeah, and they've worn these before. I feel like, and yeah, not
See, this
pretty.
is the first time I've ever seen them. So I think that's why it was like extra crazy for me.
But these are from this picture's from what 2019, 2017. I would say yeah, that's Dean Wade.
Yeah, but like I said,
These
if
are
they wore
NBA
the
guys.
same color shorts, they'd be amazing. Like the all
Yeah,
lavender.
yeah.
I don't know.
Jerome Tang as a as the K State head coach is he's got to be on the hot seat because
Yeah,
he came in year one with so much promise. That Kansas State team from a couple years ago
oof,
was
they were
maybe
good.
the most exciting team to watch
They
in
were
my
good.
time watching college basketball. Like Marquise Noel, I still think might be my favorite athlete in college basketball history. Like he's awesome. Like that if I could pick one highlight reel to watch for the rest of my life, it's his. It's like him and then Jason Williams is second. Um, but
That's
since
awesome.
then, they have been like fringe tournament team. Last year they were non-competitive, and now this year they're moving towards non-competitive territory as well. So
Hmm.
they're just not super pretty on the Kansas State front right now. But yeah, that is a good way to wrap it up. That's maybe what we should do at some point. Do a tier list of alternate
Of the
jerseys or
worst.
college
Yeah.
basketball alternate jerseys, throwback jerseys.
Did you
Um,
see today? Off topic, talking about alternate. The Bucks, a team from Tampa Bay. I don't even know what sport it is. I think it was like maybe I don't know. But they walked off a bus in the full creamsicle Bucks jerseys led by Baker Mayfield and Tristan Wirfs, to like whatever game they were playing. And it was awesome. We gotta try to find.
I'm looking this up right now. Okay, I found a Sports Illustrated. Baker Mayfield,
The
Tristan Wirfs.
Lightning. Oh, it was the
walking
Lightning.
out.
It was the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, okay.
But I'll show it through my phone. So Baker Mayfield led the whole Lightning team, and they wore the full Bucks creamsicle uniforms. Tell me that is not awesome.
Are they playing at Raymond James? Is there a hockey
I don't
game at
know.
Raymond James?
Maybe. But it looks like maybe. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's
That was one of the
that's
cooler
incredible
tweets I
promo.
saw today. Yeah.
Let's see. They're playing right now. Where's this game? They're playing the Bruins.
Are they playing?
Yeah, they're playing at Raymond James. That's awesome.
Yeah, that makes sense. But that's so cool. I love that
Austin's.
because that is one of the better alternate jerseys of all time. Austin,
Aaron
you could be
Harrison.
here right now.
He tore my heart out. I can't support Aaron
No,
Harrison.
let's not talk about him.
Okay,
Wait.
let's move on to the NFL. We're gonna quick show today if it's just the two of us, but we have a Super Bowl matchup. We didn't have that last time we talked.
I feel like it's weirdly not getting talked about enough. I don't know why.
Yeah, this week's kind of flying under the radar, which I mean it's Pro Bowl week, which I just learned that the Pro Bowl flag football game whatever is on Tuesday. I
don't
thought it
even
was
know-
going to
yeah,
be today.
Me too.
It's typically today. Yeah, I get a chuckle every time that they announce the Pro Bowl and they're like, the game is airing on Disney XD.
Yeah. What do you think about
This is
whenever you
where we're
hear
at.
the words Pro Bowl? What comes to your mind?
I think the
Because if it's
first
not the
year,
Andrew Luck to Deshaun Jackson flea flicker, then you're wrong. Because that was the best play I've ever seen in my life.
moments from the Pro Bowl. What was it? Sean Taylor who laid out the punter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is
that's one. Jeff Saturday trotting out in the blue NFC uniforms to snap the ball to Peyton Manning.
Yep, that's a good one. But the Andrew Luck to Deshaun Jackson flea flicker to this day remains superior on my list.
The Mac Jones gritty. That's a Pro Bowl memory that I have.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
the Pro Bowl. I think all the NHL I think has done a decent job talking a little, or revamping their own All-Star weekend, right? Like they do the 3-on-3 tournament, I think.
Yeah.
And they've got like multiple teams. I feel like people enjoy that. Again, coming from an outside perspective, I've heard a lot of good things about that. The MLB is, I still think, the best overall product as far as
Absolutely.
All-Star games go. Even though it's kind of lost some of its luster with they took out the World Series implications for the winning side. But even still, like that game is the best I think at honoring
It's so competitive.
the
It's
players.
yeah.
And then you've got the NBA, which will be coming
everything
up
around
shortly.
the game is good, but the game itself is bad.
The NBA All-Star Game is an unmitigated disaster because
But I love everything else. I love the 3-point contest. I love the dunk contest. Like I love that stuff. But I hate
they're
the
making it worse though because they change it every year. Like Adam Silver's
Yeah.
like, we got to figure out how to get people to care about it. And then like they did the Elam ending, right, where it's like
Mhm.
the first team to 21 in the fourth quarter will win the game. They did the draft beforehand, which I think was a fail. This
You
year
want
they're
to throw
doing.
up Austin's question? I think there's like this is. the
Well, yeah,
dumbest
that's
question I've ever
what I
seen
was
in my
getting
life.
to. Yeah, we're
It's
working
obviously
towards
the Pro Bowl, or it's obviously the Pro Bowl.
the Pro
right.
Bowl again. Like this year, they're doing the USA versus World.
The flag football, like it's not even football.
No, for
They're
the
playing?
NBA, they're doing the USA versus World. The flag football
Oh.
game. Yeah, they don't even play football in the Pro Bowl anymore.
Yeah,
The Pro Bowl is the worst for sure.
I agree.
But the NBA is working its way up the board, I think.
Yeah.
For the overall product. And this year, I'm really nervous because I again haven't followed a ton of the NBA regular season thus far. I'm nervous. I'm not seeing any advertising for the events because they've always been on TNT, right? The skills challenge and the dunk contest and the 3-point contest. But TNT doesn't have their NBA rights anymore. I have no idea who's airing the dunk contest. We will talk. We will talk dunk
Disney
contest on the
XD.
podcast when it happens. That's true. Is that the answer?
Probably.
The Rising Stars game goes on.
It's gonna be the
Goes on
Simpsons
Nick.
characters doing dunks.
Mhm.
Oh, all right.
Swat
So
buckets.
last week on the pod, we as a unit, we went 3 for 4 on predicting the Super Bowl. So congrats to us, and no one needs to go back and look up who did not get the game correctly. Hey, we weren't getting memed. That's all I'll say. There was no world in which we were getting memed. But yeah, we had the New England Denver Snow Globe game, which was essentially lost on one play, which was the Jarrett Stidham backwards chest pass. That was just disastrous. Stidham, I felt like, did a really good job overall of managing the game, except for that one moment where he chest passed backwards, which led to an immediate Patriots touchdown, which was one of 3 scores in the entire game.
Wow, Austin.
Yeah, that's a good. We're
Tell
not
us how
putting
you
that
really
one up.
feel.
What do you say?
I can't repeat it.
Me either.
I'll repeat it.
I don't know. What were your thoughts on the Snow Globe game? And do you have a take on the dome question? People have been talking a lot of domes the past week. What are your thoughts
Football?
on dome?
Football is a winter sport. Football Football is supposed to be played outside. Snow football is the best brand of football. No matter what anyone says, I don't care if the score of the game of the Super Bowl is 6-0. Snow belongs in the game of football. The game of football is better when it's played while it's snowing.
I do think it's an interesting wrinkle to add to the whole playoff conversation because you can play, like, the Dolphins face this issue with Tua a ton. You have to, if you want to build a Super Bowl winning team, you have to prepare your team to play in the elements because you might have to at some point in the playoffs. And it doesn't happen every year, but sometimes you're going to have to play a winter game in Denver in the middle of a snowstorm if you want to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
And so it's kind of like how in college basketball, right, in March Madness, the best team doesn't always win because if you lose one of 6 games, you're done. But
Right.
you have to, the championship team is the team that's best equipped to win in multiple ways. And you have to do the same in the NFL because if you lose once, you're done. But yeah, I'm with you. Like I think people that are like advertising for a dome in
Like,
every
I hate to say
stadium
this.
are losers.
if Bo Nix played in that game, I think that would have been one of the best football games of all time. Like, seriously.
That's the thing too. All of the like historical football games that have like a name that are named in the NFL,
Mhm.
they're weather related games.
Weather related, yeah.
I'm looking for a tweet. I combined quote and tweet. Lance, what are your thoughts on the dome conversation?
It's just stupid, man. I think it's dumb. Like, it's like weather conditions are a part of football, and that's always been a thing in football. So why are you going to change it just because you want everyone to play in a dome? Like, I don't know. I think it's irrelevant. I think it's dumb.
Yeah,
I don't really see the point in it. I mean, I guess I understand that, like, the narrative they're trying to push.
They're just saying that, yeah, that those two teams.
Even playing field. I mean, those are two teams that are always playing in snow.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was like Arizona versus New England playing in a snow game. Where it's like, okay, maybe New England has the edge here just because of the weather, but like, okay, Denver has that atmospheric wind. You know,
Yeah,
they're used to the
elevation.
altitude that's always pushed there. So I screw that, dude. I don't think so.
Here's
Wow.
the tweet. If think about that. If Russia built a dome, they'd all be speaking German right now. Shut
There's
up,
a lot
PFT.
There's a lot of analogies we can make about world wars and countries, but I don't really think that's appropriate to what we're talking about.
Yeah, you're right. It's an even playing field. But
Yeah, it
even
makes no
in that
sense.
case, the Rams came from L.A. They play in a dome all year, and they have to go win a playoff game in Chicago in the freezing cold, right? And they
That's their
won.
own fault.
They won the game. So
Yeah.
like, the teams play the same
You're
sport.
supposed to prepare. Just prepare
Yeah.
for anything.
Absolutely.
I don't think the weather.
Oh, brother.
Is it bad?
Yeah, yeah. It's not good. You're delayed, and then it's like robotic and
You sounded
slow.
like.
Um, the other game.
What about now?
Yeah, that's the same.
Oh no.
We'll get that figured out. The other game, the Seahawks and Rams played in what essentially we can call, or what people think is the Super Bowl. These are the two best teams that were left. And they played a great game. I think the game can be summarized essentially with two plays. Number one was the Rams punt returner. I think it's Xavier Smith. He
Old.
muffs his punt. He falls backwards, drops the punt, and then hold up. You're
What
silent.
about now?
Oh nope, there it is. Yeah,
Even
still
worse.
bad.
Leave and come back.
Yeah.
Just leave and come back.
Yeah.
That's how I use it.
Xavier Smith muffs the punt. The Seahawks go right down and score on a Darnold to Bobo connection, just like everyone predicted. And then the other play is Tariq Woolen gets a huge pass breakup on 3rd and 12, and then gets an unsportsmanlike taunting penalty on the sideline.
Yep.
That is a 15-yard automatic first, which he then gets torched on a double move by Puka on the next play. So he single-handedly gives up 7 points. So
Yeah.
a lot of people we're gonna blame special teams. All right, Ethan. Let's hear
Hello.
it. Yeah, that's good.
Come on.
He's back. The one point that I made before the show, or before the game on the show last week, was if the Rams are the better team overall in the aggregate with offense and defense. If they're going to lose this game, it's special teams because the Seahawks take advantage and the Rams make mistakes, and that muffed punt is the perfect amalgamation of that. Like that's exactly what happened.
All I know is that I almost cried watching that game because I had a little parlay down, and one of my legs was Kenneth Walker rushing yards. And I don't know if you remember, but the second to last play of the game, he lost like 6 yards on a run, and that got him to hit my bet by 1 yard, and I cashed. But
Good.
1 more yard
Yeah.
back, and I would have been terrorist.
That and then the other side of this, we talked about maybe the two best offensive players in the game going head to head.
Yeah.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, 10 catches, 153 yards and a touchdown. Puka Nacua, 9 catches for 165 yards and a touchdown. Like those two are the best doing it right now, point blank.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got a Super Bowl matchup now, and this is not gambling advice, but if you want to ride the 5-out touchdown parlay, Jake Hickson and I have cooked something up. Anytime touchdown scores, Efton Chisholm III and Brady Russell, the fullback for Seattle. If they both score a touchdown, $10 bet pays out about $4,000. So that's what
it?
Jake and I are writing. All right, hold on. I think Jake got it at I think
No.
it's $6,000.
I bet it's more than that.
Chisholm is plus 1,200. Brady Russell is, I believe, plus 4,000, maybe 5,000, depending on
Have
where you
either
can
of
get
them
it.
scored
what?
this year?
Chisholm has certainly. I wish I could show. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up pictures of these two individuals because these guys. Brady Russell, by the way, was named a captain of the Seahawks, so I could definitely see them scheming up a little spider 2Y banana.
Yeah, I
For
got
him on the
$10 for 4.2K. You're right. I stand corrected.
So this is Efton Chisholm right here from Eastern Washington. It's also where Cooper
Yeah, I
Kupp
know it.
went. Efton
He's
Chisholm
done.
will score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
I think
as
he will too.
Brady Russell plus 5,000. He kind of looks like Thor. This guy's scoring. They're running a spider 2Y banana for him. So feel free to tail if you're interested. Um,
What do y'all think though? Who are y'all on for the Super Bowl? Or we have a show Saturday.
or we'll do another show on Saturday.
All right,
But
we'll keep it.
looking ahead, my general takeaways now is I feel like Seattle is the more complete unit right now. I feel like they're playing the best football for the past 2 months. But there's still the Sam Darnold of it all, right? He hasn't turned into a pumpkin yet this year. He could be due.
Mhm.
I hope he's not. I hope we get a good Sam Darnold.
Have you
game.
seen the new
But-
Drake May Snapchat leaks from this week?
I have. Are those real?
I don't
I
know,
don't
but they're
think so.
pretty.
I don't
funny.
think those are real.
They're
I don't
pretty
think they're
funny.
real.
I think they're doctored. Because what?
They
He's
look
been-
doctored. He's been with his
he's-
girlfriend since 6th grade, or his
I was about to
wife.
say. And Michael May, the queen of what do they call her? The queen of New England.
Yeah,
The
it just
Queen of the
depends
North,
on what
yeah.
she makes him for dinner this week. 2 weeks, she whips up some good food for him. Then, ooh, watch
That's
out.
true. There's a lot of pressure on her this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people aren't talking about. Is the pressure on Ann Michael?
Yeah,
May.
I don't know.
Um,
I think people hyping up the Seattle team is a little bit too much. They're getting way too out of hand. I mean, Los Angeles was good, but Bryce Young almost beat them 2 weeks ago.
that's
I mean, and then Seattle could barely get it done. And I mean, who else has played a team?
So
what?
this is
Let's think
the
about it.
alleged Snapchat. It says,
Yeah, I know.
If
I've
I
seen that.
I'd be with you. I'm almost back from vacay. So it's like a little Carson Beck action, always getting leaked on.
Yeah, Drew
on
Aller.
Snap. Yeah.
you
Yeah,
want that out of your quarterback in general.
Oh yeah.
For me in this game too, though. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Jackson Smith and Jigma is freaking great. Like, he's a stud. He's gonna probably be the best wide receiver ever got in Seahawks history. But Christian Gonzalez is going to be on him, and that is the best cornerback in the league at the age of 23. So, I mean,
That's high praise.
it's just going to be a 1v1. It's gonna see who the hell has it. I mean, I don't know.
I think
Who
if
else
I had
is-
to give my gambling advice, I think I would hammer Kenneth Walker Super Bowl MVP.
Do you think so? We're getting a rematch, of course, of the Super Bowl from what, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. I don't remember. It was Super Bowl.
Roughly, yeah.
Who knows?
Is that
But
when the
the
Seahawks ran the
infamous-
ball?
3? No.
That was the infamous, pick on the goal line at the win. Are we going to get? People are talking about. Are we going to get a moment where maybe down the stretch, Seahawks are trailing, and Mike McDonald has to run the ball in on the goal line? That's
I can see Kenneth Walker having a
That's the
game.
storyline I'm talking about. Yeah. Kenneth
Especially
Walker
with no
has
Charbonnet.
been- Yeah, he's been good without Charbonnet. He's been good all year.
And also, like, the whole schedule narrative that they push on New England is so dumb. Like, they just beat not only the number 1 defense, they beat the number 3 defense, and they beat the number 5 defense in the league 3 weeks in a row. Even
That's
if it wasn't pretty, they
the-
still beat the top teams. So, like,
The two sides to that argument are essentially the Patriots. Yes, they played these elite defenses. You can't
Mhm.
disagree with that. The Broncos defense has been unreal all year. The Texans defense is one of the best ever. And then the Chargers were a top 5 defense this year as well. Now they're going to play Seattle, who's also a top 5 defense this year. On the other side of it, the quarterbacks that they have played have been just putrid on this run. Herbert playing without no
Atrocious.
line. CJ Stroud with one
They're
of the
all-
great all-time playoff
Yeah.
stinkers. And then Jarrett Stidham doing his best Jarrett Stidham.
yeah.
I hate to say
Yeah,
it,
but-
but last week I told my friend that my dream scenario for the Super Bowl was for Jared Stidham to beat New England, and then Sam Darnold to get hurt in the third quarter. Seahawks win, and we get a Jared Stidham, Drew Lock Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tell me that
Well,
that would have been amazing.
old SEC
I
I think
battle,
Jalen
dude.
Milrow would get in, but yeah.
Dude, if Milrow got his first snaps in the Super Bowl, that would be unbelievable.
And then like, also on the contrary to what you just said, no one gives New England's defense enough credit.
Right.
That's the other side of it.
Like, yeah,
right?
they played
Because,
shitty
yes,
quarterbacks, but they played hell of a game in all of them.
Yeah, they're being
know.
forced to be awful by this.
Yeah.
And then at the
Very
end of the
strong
day,
New England
at the end of the day, if you look at the totality of this, it's Sam Darnold. I don't care if he just had 2 crazy seasons. This guy chokes. He's born
Dude.
to choke.
Sam Darnold being in the Super Bowl, like, I know it's not as quite extreme, but like, it's getting off the vibes of Indiana being in the national championship. Like, imagine 5 years ago, I would have told you that Sam Darnold was in the Super Bowl. Like,
See, but
Yeah.
Seattle's a
Belong
known great franchise. That's the
yes,
difference.
I know, but still, I'm just saying the name Sam Darnold. Just
The
name
individual
alone.
Sam Darnold can be
Yes.
compared to the Indiana situation. I think that's
Yes.
an
Yeah.
apt comparison. Yeah,
Mhm.
because you have last season where Sam Darnold looks really good, and then he falls apart at the end, just like Indiana did last year. Right? They start out
Mhm.
10-0. They face some real competition. They fold immediately.
Mhm.
Then you've got
Yeah.
this year. Sam Darnold has looked fairly strong all
Mhm.
year. They've dominated their schedule as of late. That's what Indiana did. So yeah, there is a comparison to be made there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
we'll talk more Super Bowl next week too. We'll go back to the regular schedule Saturday at 9 and talk some Super Bowl. I'm hoping we can get Clancy on, even if it's just for a minute. Get our resident Seahawk Clancy who does our graphics for us. Even if it's just for a minute to talk a little Seahawks, get him on. That would be ideal. But let's move on to our tier list.
Which this is what I'm excited for. This I'm out after this. Flu game's really
We're
hitting me right now.
We are tiering. Oh, well, I thought we were going to be tiering. I may have just X'd out of it. Hold up. Let's talk Senior Bowl, and I'll update this. Lance, you've been following the Senior Bowl. Break it down. What are some takeaways?
There was a couple. Yeah, there was a couple things. I mean, I think the main takeaway was like how much of a little chode Diego Pavia is. I mean, he's 5'8", 190. Going to be the shortest quarterback in the last 30 years if he gets drafted.
He won't get drafted.
The thing of it all was the MVP was Garrett Nussmeier, who threw 5 completions and an interception. I mean, I don't really. A lot of it was like, what am I watching? But the standouts, oddly enough, was Jade Knott from Oklahoma, who didn't play a damn. He only carried the ball 20 times this year. And
That's right, because he was supposed to be like a guy, right? Didn't he come from Cal?
Yep, he was a Cal. He was number 1 transfer. So the theory is, and the rumors are, and I've seen plenty of things, is like he's just a problem, like a locker room issue. It was reported by a lot of Oklahoma, and even the starting Oklahoma running backs were liking it on Twitter about when he was told to go to the game, he would just look at DeMarco Murray and say, nah. So I don't know. There's a problem with him. And there was, Keontae Lewis, wide receiver from SIU that transferred last year to Oklahoma.
Okay.
Great
Yeah.
year this year. He almost broke his neck from a pass. He smacked his head on the end of Oklahoma's end zone because it's all brick. And there was only one person on the sideline, and it was Jade Knott. He didn't even go anywhere near anyone. The whole team was near him, circled up on a knee. He was just stay on the sideline. Like, he's just an issue. And then, of course, he went to the Senior Bowl and had like 68 yards and 2 touchdowns. Literally the only touchdown he ever scored this year was the Senior Bowl. So it's pretty wild.
Hey, he's a
And then
baller.
the big story was the Division III wide receiver that was there. Did you hear about that guy?
No.
Yeah, his
No.
name's Tyron
No.
Montgomery.
Okay.
He's from Division III school. I don't even know what the school is. I mean, it's a Division III. I'm sorry, I don't know. And dude, he's a stud. He's like made his way onto the combine invite. He was absolutely saucing up like LSU cornerback. Scored a couple touchdowns. He got like something like I want to say 80 like receiving yards or something crazy like that. But yeah,
Tyron
wasn't
Montgomery,
too
John
crazy, but-
Carroll University.
John Carroll.
Yeah.
Sure.
that guy right there. He was a stud apparently.
So he'll be rising.
But I
up
didn't watch
draft
it all.
boards.
But
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
some mock draft stuff a little bit closer to the actual draft.
Yeah.
Let's also talk a few coaching hires. Like, I know we spent a lot of time talking coaching hires.
Oh yeah.
The Cardinals hired Michael Fuller. to be their head coach. He was the offensive coordinator in LA for the Rams. I think it's a fine hire. We'll have to get Brendan's opinion on that next week. What else?
Robert.
The Raiders are expected to hire Clint Kubiak after the Super Bowl is over. We knew he was going to get a job somewhere. He's been like the knockout best guy to get, like best coordinator to look at. And yeah, he's
Did
been
we
really
talk
good for
about-
Seattle.
Saleh, what happened to the Titans already?
Yeah, I think we did a little bit.
I saw a
The
video of him
Steelers-
calling season ticket holders the other day. Some guy
Yeah.
didn't know who he was talking
Hey.
to.
You've got to. He's he's starting over, and that fan base has lost a lot of hope the past couple years. So
All right.
He's
that's all I'm
trying to
say
buy
about
them
that. I
back.
won't
Yeah.
say anything else about this. I think the Titans could pull a Patriots this next year. I'm not saying Super Bowl, but like winning record, like 9-8. Like trust me.
I don't think they will with that. I don't. They have the worst offensive line I've ever seen play. In football.
The Titans will go 9-8
Um,
next year. Trust me.
Okay. I hope.
the
But,
Steelers. I don't think we talked about this last week. The Steelers went out and got Mike McCarthy,
McCarthy.
which quite the
Yeah.
interesting hire in my opinion. I feel like you're going from Mike Tomlin to worse Mike Tomlin.
I like that
But
comparison.
who? Yeah, like and that's
I
just
think
in-
the funny thing
in
is,
game.
I've seen this funny graphic where people are talking about how they keep like every team just hires the same coach that gets fired from a different org from sucking, and they're like, maybe he'll come here and he'll do good. It's
Yeah.
like him getting fired from Dallas, and he's coming to like I'm like what is the point of doing that? If you just look at the same coaches that repeatedly get fired and hired someplace else, and they just do mediocre and they get fired again, but then somehow get another job as another head coach position. It's like a lot of false hope in the National Football League.
The Ravens.
Did Pete
went
Carroll
out-
only last 1 year?
Yeah, in
Was that
Vegas,
this year?
yeah.
He was only in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Jesse Minter gets picked up by Baltimore, which I think is a good hire. He again another strong coordinator, but the big hire there, Jesse Minter is the big hire. But whenever you go and you get a new defensive-minded head coach, you need to pair a good OC with that. And they hired Declan Doyle to be their offensive coordinator, who is the offensive coordinator of the Bears. He took this lateral move job to go to Baltimore to be their OC because he will be the play caller in Baltimore, whereas Ben Johnson calls plays for the Bears. So that's an interesting move.
Yeah. Bieniemy is back with Kansas City now as the OC.
Yep. The Bills hired Joe Brady. Did we talk about this last week?
Yeah.
Did we talk
no,
to
I don't know.
Brady?
It's not
No,
the same.
no. We talked.
No, we just talked. They
No, we
fired
talked
McDermott.
about- We talked about them talking about potentially interviewing Philip.
Phil
We didn't
Rivers.
talk about them hiring Philip.
Yeah, Joe Brady is another interesting. Seems like
Josh-
a lateral move. Is he really going to unlock the ceiling of Buffalo any more than Sean McDermott?
I am not 100% certain that Josh Allen plays another snap in a Bills jersey. He's going
Really?
like I'm like 95, but I feel like there was a slight.
I
Dude,
think he's
saw
like
some-
the highest quarterback in.
Bro, he was pissed. He was mad.
And then the Browns hired Todd Monken, which is I feel like again it's like hiring a worse
I
Stefanski,
saw that.
right? Like it's
Maybe.
an offensive mind that he led the Ravens to an 8-9 season, which a lot of that's not his fault, but I just feel like it's not a knockout hire personally.
Yeah.
But feel free
No, I
to
agree.
prove me wrong, Todd Monken. I feel like the Browns head coaching job is a perpetual dead man walking position. Like,
That's where
you can't
careers
win.
gonna die.
Yeah. All right, let's tier list. I've got it ready to go now. We're going to be tiering the last 10 Super Bowl halftime shows. So yeah, starting with Super Bowl 50, this was Coldplay with Bruno Mars and Beyonce. I don't remember a lot of this, but I feel like I've seen good things about this
Sneaky good.
overall.
It's
Yeah.
good. Oh yeah,
Just
Either
good?
good or sneaky good. It was.
I
enjoyed it.
can go good.
Yeah,
I don't.
like
I
it.
Beyonce. I was looking at the track list from this, and Beyonce really didn't get much to do here.
Under
But
my umbrella,
that's Rihanna, brother. We'll get to that.
Oh,
We'll
missed
get to
it.
Rihanna. Yeah,
I
we'll get
just
to Rihanna
love
later.
that halftime show.
Yeah. Yeah, Coldplay. Sure, we'll go good. Next up, we got Lady Gaga from Houston in 2017.
Wasn't that one that was the big like scandalous for how like inappropriate she was on
Maybe
stage?
that.
Maybe.
I think it was.
I don't remember anything about this. You think? Yeah. Okay. I don't. Yeah, I don't recall. That's right. I feel like you're right though, Ethan. That does
Yeah.
vaguely ring a bell. Next up, 2018. This was in Minnesota. Is who was playing? Was this the Pats Rams game? No. Who would have been playing in this? Was this Eagles? This was Eagles Pats, I think.
Yeah, Eagles won a high scoring game. I think.
Yes, 41-33. But I am about as big of a Timberlake fan as you're gonna find. I don't recall a single thing about this halftime show though.
Yeah,
I feel like I
kinda
didn't
blanking
really
on
lock
this. I
in.
feel like this is gonna be like I remembered a lot. I don't right now.
The older ones are getting to me. Like I remember the last 6, but
Mhm.
this one, I'm gonna go middle tier for Timberlake because
Yeah.
the music was good. I'm sure he's a good
Is it
performer. Yeah, he didn't have. I don't think he had anyone come out with him, right? Because like Lady Gaga did a
The
solo
only thing I
show.
remember was the
He took a
what's his one
selfie.
song that's the most overplayed song I think of all time.
Let's roll through.
When you
the-
dance, dance, dance. That song.
Yeah.
I just remember that him singing
Can't
that.
stop the feeling. Yeah, the
Can't
troll
stop
song.
the film. Yep.
Yeah, that's the only
Uh,
thing I remember him singing on that. That is it.
I do remember he took a selfie and it went viral in the middle of the show. Like some 11-year-old kid was there and he took a selfie with him. He like grabbed his phone and took a selfie. I do remember that. But aside
Yeah,
from
then he
that,
went on,
I
like,
don't
an
remember
Ellen.
much. That kid, yeah. Going on it, yeah. If you were featured at all on social media
Selfie kid.
in the 2010s, you were on Ellen.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got Maroon 5
Terrible
at-
Super Bowl.
at Atlanta with Travis Scott, but he was only out there for
Oh,
10 seconds.
this was underratedly one of my favorite halftime show performances ever. I love Maroon 5 though, so I'm going to
Again, the music was good, yeah. But I feel like okay, I'm willing to go sneaky not ass for Maroon 5.
All right.
I feel like
I-
we were let down with the Travis Scott stuff.
I love
They did.
um,
Yeah, the SpongeBob, the Sweet Victory.
Mhm.
So
There was that aspect
next
to it,
Sunday
too.
we're listening to someone who speaks no English.
Yeah, no,
so I
it'll
don't
go
even know
down
how
at-
we're gonna rank
we'll have to
that.
make,
So
We'll have to make a new category for that one. Under ass.
I'm curious.
gonna be
dude.
like- negative ass.
All right, I'm not trying to get political
UMass.
on the podcast, but I have seen many tweets that were like the odds of Ice getting up on stage whenever Bad Bunny is performing. It's like plus 5,000.
that would be an incredible.
It just makes no sense.
hit, if
Why?
that were to hit.
Like if it was a European sport where it's like major markets where it's more international where more people speak, all like that would make sense. But the dude speaks. There's no English songs that he
No.
sings.
I think
And
there's
football
two.
is
There's
a
two
primarily
sides.
North American sport.
There's two
And
sides. To that
boy, in
argument.
America. You know what I mean?
But he is the
Just
biggest artist
as-
in the world.
As with any argument, the two sides of that argument are, yes, your traditional NFL watching fan base probably is not going to enjoy the Bad Bunny halftime show, but at the same time, you're going to get all kinds of people who wouldn't normally watch the game who are now going to watch the halftime show, and that's going to boost ratings.
Yeah, but like the people who invented this sport and watch it primarily don't give a fuck about Bad Bunny, as
That's
do I.
Mostly
So that
true.
sucks for
Yeah.
me.
But yeah, he listens to, or he has so many listeners, but again, a lot of them globally.
Oh yeah, he's like the most
Um,
listened to artist in the world.
Yeah. Next up, we've got the Shakira J-Lo halftime show.
I love
This is straight up good. That was
straight up amazing.
one of the last really
Dance
good
like
ones.
that. Oh, I can listen to that. I'm gonna watch it on YouTube after this.
Yeah, Shakira's got it. That was a great halftime.
Ethan's about to goon after this. That's great.
Then we have The Weeknd with his like weird. He got like facial surgery right
Yeah.
before.
I don't remember that one that well.
I just remember him looking confused. The meme came out where he was like walking through the maze hallway and He was just like confused at every turn. I didn't know. So they brought out Bad Bunny. Shakira and J-Lo brought out Bad Bunny 5 years ago. I don't remember that at all. The Weeknd did it alone. This was a solo show. I
Bro,
think
the weekend was
this
heat because we watched this one together.
I think so.
Whose house were we at? It was the Bucks.
This is the Bucks game,
Patriots,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
No.
Bucks Chiefs. Sorry,
Yeah. I don't remember.
it was Bucks Chiefs.
But I do remember.
Because we were at Avery's house, I think,
Yeah.
or someone's house.
I was willing to go ask, but I'm cool
Just
with
middle
wherever.
tier. Middle tier. Sneaking out.
Think so?
I
Because I
liked
feel
it.
like
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Weekend guy overall. I feel like I said this week actually. For a guy who possesses so much vocal talent, I feel like he should be a way better artist overall. Like I don't love a lot of the songs.
He has 27 songs over 1 billion streams.
Yeah. And yeah, that's an interesting stat. Like legitimately, he has like, he has a lot of very popular songs. What's the one?
That is
Blinding
crazy.
Lights, which is the most streamed song.
Blinding
ever,
Lights
right?
is 5 billion. I think 6
Yeah.
billion. Yeah, on
That's
Spotify, it
unbelievable.
has like 6 billion listens.
Next up, we have the mega Dr. Dre show with Snoop Dogg and Kendrick and Eminem
The
and
house
Mary
was
J.
so
Blige.
cool.
And
love
they had
the house
50
was
Cent
fun.
drop in. That one's good, right?
Yeah.
That- I think that was a great halftime show.
But that was the one where I feel like their set list could have been better. Like,
Well,
I
what,
feel like
Yep.
I mean,
I agree.
they had to.
That's
they
what
had
I
to
remember about
please-
that.
They had to please 6 different. Like everyone got one song, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Rihanna, and that was where was that Super
Dude,
Bowl at?
This was
In
2023.
Glendale. Yes,
'Cause I was in
This
Africa. I was in Africa. That's why I remember this so much. Dude, this was good. This
Yeah,
was great
this
for
was
me.
a good one.
Mhm.
Rihanna did very
I was
well.
I was in the middle of BFE on my phone watching this.
I felt like, who was playing in this game?
She
Was
was, like,
this the
pregnant.
first? Was this Niners?
It was Chiefs Eagles.
This was
No,
the
it was
first
Chiefs
Chiefs Eagles. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then we got Usher and Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
So bad.
Horrible.
Yeah, the Usher
Dude,
set
that
list
was
could have.
no, that was ass.
The Usher set list could have been a lot better. And
It was ass.
like,
Bro was like,
I
wasn't
give-
he skating around on skates?
yeah, there was a roller skating aspect to this one. He took his shirt off, which I guess
Dude,
yeah,
so
Adam Levine
bad.
did the same thing. There's a lot of taking shirts off at the Super Bowl halftime show, which I don't get.
I'm pretty sure. Well, Justin Timberlake was there twice, right? Because didn't he flash like someone at one point at the first one?
Oh yeah, what's Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson?
Yeah, he like ripped the
that was
yeah,
a
yeah,
long time ago.
her like bra
Yeah.
off or something.
Yeah, that was the first. Like every year on the prop bets that you see online, it's like, will there be a wardrobe malfunction in the Super Bowl halftime show? And it's always like,
Yeah.
minus
I got a
5,000 or
feeling
whatever. But
we're about to disagree on this next one. I got some strong feelings about this one.
go
This
for
Kendrick?
it. Tell me. I want to hear your feelings on Kendrick.
I think it
was ass.
halftime show last year.
I think it's ass.
Yeah, we're all in
Bad.
agreement.
Oh, I think it was awful.
We're all in agreement. That was a
Horrible.
for Kendrick to get it in the moment that was happening last year with the rat beef and stuff. I feel like he just laid a complete stinker, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't help that I'm a Drake guy.
Yeah, it
I
was
feel like
the
I'm
the
coming
whole
from a
narrative was
biased
that was the Drake
perspective,
stuff. That was it.
But
Dude, he did not sing any of his popular songs. He literally used it to try to diss Drake.
He did Humble and DNA.
Yeah,
and then
to
after
do
that,
not like us. That was it.
he didn't do any songs that came out more than
He
2
did.
years ago.
He did like 1 minute of Humble and like a minute of DNA. He didn't even sing the whole song. I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
was
Yeah.
the stupidest stuff ever.
Yeah, I was out on the Kendrick when it happened, and I felt like there is a world in which a good Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show exists, but we don't live in that world at the moment. You know who would put on a really good Super Bowl halftime show would be Drizzy the Drake. The Drake halftime show would be
Yeah, but
unbelievable.
dude, the money they would have to pay that man for that, dude.
I
Yeah.
think that
Well,
2028
I mean,
Nissan
And dude, like,
Stadium Super
listen.
Bowl country music halftime show is going to be the best halftime show ever.
Who do you think's the
You wanna-
headliner of that?
You want me to be honest and like a real take?
Yeah.
Probably Morgan, honestly, but a real
That checks out.
take
Like Tim
on
McGraw.
this is like I've seen this and I agree with it. Like I would have rather had Taylor Swift over Bad Bunny this year.
100%.
I would've.
I'd rather watch Taylor Swift than Bad Bunny.
I think
100%.
you would get a bigger crowd from Taylor Swift than you will Bad Bunny because everyone is gonna be like, well, what the fuck am I listening to?
I've
Yeah.
seen so many flyers in Carbondale this year for like all the bars are throwing specials for like girls' night out on Super Bowl Sunday. No girls would go; they'd all be watching the game. If Taylor Swift was the halftime show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Taylor
I feel like
Swift,
she
bro.
missed. Well, I don't want to say she missed her window because obviously at any time she could just go and do it because she is probably the biggest artist. Well, we said Bad Bunny. She's probably the biggest American artist.
Yeah,
right
I think
now.
she's probably
She's second. I think.
yeah.
Yeah, if she wanted to do it, I'm sure they would be like, please. But she should have done it last year. And obviously, like with the whole Travis Kelce stuff going on, they obviously got waxed in that game, and that would have been a fun like juxtaposition. Of Travis is in the locker room at halftime. He's throwing his helmet up against the wall, and then Taylor Swift's having
His
the
fiance
biggest
is
show
just
of her life.
jamming it out.
At what position? At what point of your relevance to an NFL roster are you going to watch the halftime show against staying in, listen to your coach at halftime?
I think you have to be a specialist.
All right, I agree.
Kicker, punter, long snapper. As long
If
as
I'm
you
the third
haven't-
string quarterback, I'm watching that shit.
that's true.
What about,
Or
like,
if,
third
yeah,
string? What about like third
I think
string
if-
right guard?
if there is a world in which you could play in the game, if something happens, you can't be there. You have to be in the locker room.
Dude, if
Except
you're
like
a third string right guard whose favorite artist is Kendrick Lamar, you're watching the halftime show.
that. I mean, if it were me, I think I would have to be completely disassociated with the game plan. Like, there can't be a single thing that a coach would say at the halftime show that would have to pertain to me to be able to go out there.
Yeah, I like that.
If there's
If I'm the
if there's a
Wolves-
chance.
Long snapper.
Long snapper's going out there
Going out
100%. As long as you didn't make a mistake in the first half, right?
Yeah,
If you cost your team early in the game, you can't be the guy that's watching the halftime show. Okay. I guess we'll do more Super Bowl stuff next week, but we can just kind of wrap it up here. So that's our tier list for the Super Bowl halftime shows of the past decade. But yeah, we'll do more Super Bowl talk next week. As always, links in the description, 5outpod.com. Just check out Austin's new article. We're going to advertise that tomorrow. New college basketball stuff being put out by me. Austin's got, what do you say, NFL articles coming out as well?
and MLB, I think.
Yeah, so he's got all the kinds of stuff. Like I said, we're going to be moving to Spotify. Not moving, but we're adding Spotify to our repertoire hopefully next week. But you can find, if you search up 5 Out Podcast on Spotify, you may be able to find us. But we'll add that link whenever the full library has been uploaded. And then, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I'll probably post a screenshot of this tier list, and we'll spark a debate, hopefully. But yeah, thank you guys once again for listening. And we will see you again, different time next week. Back
Saturday,
at
9 a.m.
Saturday, 9 a.m., likely for the last time until football season rolls back around. But follow us on socials, like I said. We'll keep you updated with the schedule. But thank you guys, and we will see